Have you heard about the silence that's coming? If not, I want to tell you about it, and also I want to tell you why you don't need to be afraid. Welcome to Lift Your Spirit. My name is Kenda. If you're interested in patriotic, motivational, and Christian t-shirts and accessories, check out my Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description. If any of you follow the Q movement, you might have heard that there's meant to be a great silence coming. Now, we don't really know if this is going to be a silence just on the internet or if the power grid is going to be down for a time. We don't know exactly what's coming. However, there's meant to be a silence. What the White Hats say is that there's going to be some kind of scare event, and they're going to use the emergency broadcast system. And they're going to tell us to stay in our homes. And then there will be one channel available, and the truth will pour out on that channel for 3 to 10 days. Some say 3 days of darkness, some say 10 days of darkness. I am more inclined to think it's closer to 3 days because that's how things have happened in the Bible. Lazarus was in the tomb for 3 days. More importantly, Jesus died and rose from the dead after 3 days. I believe there's another example as well, and there may be many more. Nonetheless, there is meant to be a silence coming. There are prophets that have also said this is coming. I have prophecies from Julie Green, and I also have one from Canadian prophet Barry Wunsch, which I will read at the end. So I'm going to give you the dates and tell you what they say and why you shouldn't be afraid. The first one is March 5th, 2022. And it says, blackouts? Lord, why is this happening? I need to hear the prophets. I need to hear the ministers. I need to listen to the word, Lord. Why is the internet not working? This will be very temporary and short-lived. But when this happens, make sure you do not need the internet to know what to do. Speak to me. Read my word. When you experience this, know that an abrupt changing of the guard is taking place, with an overthrow of everyone in this fraudulent government and destruction to everything they stand for. Your military is moving back to take power. Now, this is in the U.S., but it's meant to begin in the U.S. and it's meant to go forth to the other nations. That's according to the White Hats and the prophets. And also, she mentioned a changing of the guard. I have heard about 4 or 5 other prophets saying there will also be a changing of the guard. And I believe this has already taken place. We just don't see it yet. If you want to learn more about having faith about things we cannot see in the physical world yet, you can watch this video here. It goes on to say, your lives will suddenly change. And the prophets have said this many times as well. No, this silence won't last. One day you will see your enemies, but the next day they will be silent. You will not see your enemies again. This is meant to happen within 24 hours. That's how it happened in the Bible. The Lord changed the course of events in one day. The Red Sea parted, and the Israelites' enemies were all killed, and that happened in one day. That's how it's meant to be again. And it goes on. This sign, my children, is taking place within Facebook. And this is as well. So it's not just within Facebook. It will have another blackout. It will shut down. It will look like it was another system error, but no, it is a planned shutdown by my hands, destroying Facebook for what they have done against you. Remember, this silence is good for you. It is to destroy all that is against you. Silence means your victory. And I also talked about that in that video that I already mentioned. I'll put a link in the description. March 8th, 2022. I am moving my hand against your enemies. I have said to you that things will abruptly change. I have warned you about the weather. And our weather has been crazy all over the world. Silence over your airwaves. Governments being overthrown and the angel of death passing over world leaders who brought havoc, death, and chaos. And the angel of death has been talked about by other prophets. Kent Christmas, for example, talked about the angel of death coming. May 12th, 2022. Watch what happens to the internet and cell phone services. Many abnormal things will occur before a great silence. And by the way, I want to mention here that I've had problems with my internet lately, and I get my internet actually from a company in the US. Remember that silence means your victory, so do not fear the days that lie ahead. I, the Lord, am giving to you what rightfully belongs to you, and I am restoring what has been stolen. And Prophet Julie Green and others have said that what has been stolen, what has been taken from you, will have to be given back sevenfold. Declare that. Speak it out loud and demand that. October 14th, 2022. Sirens are about to be heard, but these sirens are not ones you would expect to hear. This will signal the great silence that I have been speaking of. It's coming. You are right around the corner from it all changing, and it will come very quickly. And this is what I said at the beginning, that the white hats say. There's meant to be the EBS and then a great silence. Your time to celebrate is drawing near, so stay near to me and watch what I do for you. You are living in a very special time. I chose you to be here on earth during this time of celebration, and we should feel honored because this is an exciting time to be alive. I know it has seemed difficult, and it has been difficult, but there are exciting times ahead. I guarantee it. And I talked more about us being chosen to be here during this time in this video here. And it continues, nothing before has taken place quite like this. It's on the horizon, and the page is about to turn it all around. Now, the prophetic word I have from Barry Wunsch. I will put a link to Julie Green's website, and I'll put a link to where you can search these prophecies yourself. And I'll also put a link to this prophecy from Barry Wunsch. He's on Facebook, Telegram, and Truth Social, but he doesn't have a website. This is from September 22nd, 2022. The world as you know it is about to change forever. There is going to be an event. Obey the EBS, the Emergency Broadcasting System. Tell my people to stay inside as instructed. It will be clear when it's safe to come out. Things are going to run very hot for a few days. I have had to hide my people away before. This is not the first time. And then it says, watch the Northeast USA. And I talk a lot in this video about how things run in cycles, how we say history repeats itself, but the Bible also talks about that. You can see that in the video that I just mentioned. Let me know in the comments, have you heard about Q and the White Hat movement? And what do you think about it? So this is what we need to remember. These things are coming. We don't know exactly what's coming, but there's no need to be afraid. Get into the Word. And if you're afraid, get on your knees. Pray. Things are going to be fine. Not to say they won't be challenging or difficult, but there are great things coming in the near future. I hope this video gave you hope and encouragement today. Thank you for watching. God bless you.